Hey, welcome, welcome. Um,
I
we've
feel
already
like
sent the agenda out, so everyone should have access to that. We're not going to use, we've got one thing to vote on tonight. We're not going to use that voting link. We're just going to do verbals. So we'll go ahead and get this kicked off. We'll call this meeting to order. It is me and Lynn. Lynn, you may notice that someone else is missing. Nelson submitted his resignation. Not sure if you saw that in the agenda, but he submitted that earlier this week, citing just his life is getting busy and he wants to make sure that someone else has the ability to move into the role and do good things. So we will miss him and just thank him for his service. So we'll go ahead and get started here. The agenda is out there. If anyone wants to add anything, now's the time to bring it up. Otherwise, we can make a motion to approve. Lynn, it's just me and you, so I'll need a verbal approve from you.
I approve. I motion to approve. Approve.
All right. All right. And then, so last meeting, we did not approve the minutes from 5/21, so we need to approve those as well as the minutes from 7, whatever date that was, 7 something. So the last meeting minutes, I'll make a motion to approve those.
I'll second it.
All right. And then the 5/21 minutes, motion to approve.
Yes, second.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Our minutes and agenda are approved. We will move into the staff reports. This is the executive report that we are starting with now. I will let Jen take it over.
All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for being here. I will go over the updates I have and feel free to ask any questions on anything that I cover. So I'll start with the organizational chart. We have not had any changes as far as pillar leads or vacancies. We still have positions that we're looking to have filled. Kind of prioritized for me has been more of an ambassador coordinator position, but with some recent changes that I'm going to get into a little bit later, that's kind of put on hold just because of an effort right now that we're focused on fundraising at this time. So everything else is just kind of riding the wave as we proceed forward. Media appearances, we haven't had any recently. Pending business, we have Arizona veteran MMJ reimbursements, which we will get done as soon as we have proper funding for that. Website issues, we're still working through speed and identified issues that our members bring up to us. Grant submissions, of course, are being held based on our finances and getting a what I'm looking for, an auditor's review. Sorry about that. So that's we're seeking people. We're seeking companies. Obviously, this is in progress right now. Policies, procedures, SOPs, they're still being developed. We did find out recently, finally, almost a month to the day, how much we were getting for the Massachusetts charity golf event. It is more than what we were told, which is it was really nice to hear, but their finances are being held up currently through PayPal. So we're waiting to see when that happens and when we'll get paid for that. And when we do, we can all breathe a little sigh of relief and and not have it be such a main focus as it has been. Fundraising. And in addition to fundraising, we have flyers that have been sent out to members. I had an email that was sent out basically asking for everybody's focus on that. So we have flyers for the cones, the co-branded cones that we did with Green Alpaca, and for trays. And I know Melissa printed some out and hit the streets in her area. I have hit 15 places out here in the valley, just within probably a 10-mile radius of my house. And tomorrow I plan on going out and doing more basic dispensary owners, giving them the opportunity to potentially either do like a roundup campaign for us, purchase some trays or purchase boxes of cones. So I've gotten some decent feedback, but more to come on that. In-kind donations, The fact that we don't really have to pay anything for it. BVN team to DC for Army 10 miler. We have pitched for sponsorship opportunities. We have 3 people going. Nobody has responded to any type of sponsorship. It's not going to be a lot of money that we need for that because 2 of the people are pretty local to that area. Still developing job descriptions. Like I mentioned, our co-branded cones are being developed, and the kind of pitch to see who's interested in purchasing those is being has begun. Merchandise supplier evaluation. So all of our merchandise has been pulled down from our online store. I have everything currently here with me in Arizona now. And again, with funding, we're going to be looking at a new supplier and basically seeing what's out there for our options. Space Cannon partnership, we have not heard from them in a little bit, but it's okay. It's just something that's been put on the shelf from right now. Pending, we received an overdue bill for BVN signage that was for $300 that got sent to me the other day from when Ron was here. So we'll be looking to take care of that, get that rectified. There is a Cannabis Advisory Group golf tournament occurring September 19th in New Jersey. I'll be heading out for that. Gotten some really good feedback for that tournament. So looking forward to going out there and representing BVN and speaking at their luncheon as well. We're waiting on our status for MJ BizCon. We were supposed to hear something this past week, so that's going to be followed up this next business week. And our application process will be implemented into the website. So we do have a clinical hypnotherapist that is willing to do hypnotherapy sessions as an in-kind donation for us. So we're developing an application process for that. Had a meeting with Modern Warrior, which is a supplement company here in my local area, asked them for some sponsorship. That's going to be another follow-up as well to see if they are willing to support us. And then these last 2 things I put in red just because of it ultimately affects our funding, but Vital Options, there was a contract agreement that was sent out earlier this year. I've attempted 3 different times to reach out to them. Let me look at my calendar. I'll get back to you. We're talking the amount of about $10,000 with this company, and we're kind of being pushed away a little bit with that. So we're going to try as many options as we can just to see if we can contact somebody that'll at least give us an answer, yes or no, so we're not kind of left hanging. And also TrueLeave had committed a donation to us of $6,000. They gave us 5 and said they couldn't afford the rest of the money and claimed to have only committed to the 5,000 instead of 6. So just a couple of things that in red that are important that ultimately affect our funding, but I just wanted to make that known. Successes that we've had, the committed amount from Massachusetts is over what we estimated. Like I mentioned, the clinical hypnotherapist is donating sessions. Canacula, which is a local yoga cannabis company, is supporting BVN now as their social impact partner. We have been identified on their newsletter, which is really cool. I have re-engaged Arizona for Canna Friends networking events. It's a monthly event they have here. There's one in Phoenix, one in Tucson, and I will be attending and tabling again this Wednesday coming up and given permission to sell merchandise. So I will be taking a supply of trays and a supply of shirts with me to that as well, which when I was tabling here in the past, everybody wanted the Canna rifle and I just didn't have the Canna rifle to give anybody. So we'll see how that goes. But if anything, there's some really big companies that attend these events, and I've really had a lot of great relationships with those folks when I was there a couple years ago. So looking forward to getting back into that again. We were also invited to table at the Plant Body Soul Large Cannabis Networking event September 15th. So I will be hosting a table there as well. Again, given permission to sell merchandise. Really great opportunity. Curaleaf is their main sponsor. They've also got some really big cannabis companies there. So definitely looking forward to connecting with some of those folks. We have new community members that have joined. We've got new wellness providers that have signed up. Our monthly programming is slow, but yet we still are producing some things, which is better than nothing. Financial integrity, we just received our Great Nonprofits badge for transparency. So if anybody's looked at our IG page recently, I have those pinned at the very top of our feed. So anybody who goes to our page really quick will see we've got the Great Nonprofits badge, the GuideStar and also our wellness lounge and PAs being rated the best. So put our wins at the very top there for us. Mark is currently attending UHP. I've been in contact with him recently. He's having a really great time. So he still has over 2.5 weeks left of that program, but good feedback from him, and really looking forward to building him up as our movement coordinator when he gets back from that. Boomer Shermer and Weed Gets partnerships. Those are going well. We're getting a kit every month in educational material from Boomer Shermer, and our Weed Gets. I have about 2,000 $20 off coupons, and any purchases gives BVN 10% back with our discount code. And as I've been out in these dispensaries, I've given them 3 or 4 at the same time. Like, oh, here, I'll give you guys these gift cards too, and people get really excited. I think it's great. So it's hopefully that'll help us as well. I have a supporter in the Illinois area that's reached out to me. He's holding a Veterans Day disc golf event, and he has chosen to support BVN. He asked me if I could loan him a banner. I'll be sending that to him and some cards. So that's really cool for somebody to reach out and want to support us in that way. We're receiving support from the executive director from the Gruntstyle nonprofit for fundraising strategies. We have a meeting coming up with him next week, which is really cool. He's been super helpful, really nice guy. Our event supplies are consolidated as well down here in Arizona. We've fixed some of the calendar problems and consolidated them to help relieve everybody's issues and make everybody's life easier, especially Melissa with that one. And BVN recently signed on to the Coalition for Access Now for FDA regulation of CBD. It's in the process, not quite sure where it's at, but Melissa was wonderful and helped me get BVN specific letters out to everybody on that list. And we are re-engaged. I have been engaged specifically with the Veterans Mental Health Leadership Committee and attended their monthly meeting just this past week. So looking forward to getting involved with them as well. As far as any changes are concerned, we are still ceasing all financial reimbursements not already pre-approved. Obviously, we have to be careful with our money. I have sent an all hands call for help with fundraising ideas. I gave 5 or 6 ideas in the email and asked for any feedback or any other ideas that anybody might have. All hands meeting tempo, I've had really good turnouts at the meetings, so I've been asking everybody to be consistent with that. I think the consistency of our meetings has helped. We've done some mandatory volunteer forms, especially before events, and also just making sure that our meetings and notes are transparent, streamlining resources, and also trying to keep everybody in Slack as far as communications are concerned. So we're still working in a crawl, walk, run mentality. And we do have the 30, 60, 90 pillar plan, and just making sure that people are consistent when they commit to putting out content every month. CJ's been doing a wonderful job with every 2 weeks, his both side chats are being put out, and it's been good. So just making sure everybody stays consistent with that. I don't have anything else to share at this time unless anybody has any questions for me.
I don't. Thank you for going over that. Lynn, do you have anything you want to ask about or any input?
No, it's funny. I'm heading to Arizona on the 19th, so you and I are going to cross in the air. I have a course in Arizona, so. But
oh, nice.
no.
Well, bring your fan or AC with you.
We're going to be in Sedona. And my understanding, I was looking, it's like mid 80s during the day, but in the upper 60s at night, or 50. I don't know. Anyway.
Nice.
I'll jump into the financial report since no questions for Jen. This is as of 9/10 today. We finally did close down the Truist Bank account that was kind of hanging out after BVN and Op 1620 came together and merged. So done there, and sent the funds to Chase Bank. Current cash on hand, we have $4,900. That's you can see the breakdown of each of our different accounts there, the reserve, the checking, and the program. Monthly revenue is still coming in around 5,200, which is equaling about 75K a year. Later on, I think we kind of chat about where we are year to date, so I'll go over that then. We do have 5,400 on our credit card, and then accounts receivable of 20K from the Vantage Builders golf tournament. That gives us a little bit of breathing room, but will not take the focus off of fundraising, because we will need more on top of that. Luckily, our fundraising season is coming right up. We've got Armed Forces Month and then Veterans Day, and that's generally when we do a lot of our fundraising. So hopefully we'll go over that 75K there. Our finances are categorized for 2022. So now we'll be looking to do our taxes for 2022. We had done an extension for that while we were waiting to get those categorized. Now the focus is really getting the auditor's statement to help be able to apply for some of these audits. Generally, audits are $10,000 to $20,000, and that doesn't even mean that you will actually be given the green light after the audit. So we want to definitely start lower and not spending 20K up front. So hopefully we can get that auditor's review. And we are fully operational on NetSuite. Does anybody have any questions about the financials? Good. All right, we'll jump right over to fundraising, which is kind of in the same vein. Year to date 2022 for fundraising, we were at $118,000, 117, somewhere around in there. In 2023 year to date, we're at $64,000, which is a 45% decrease. On top of that, cost for things have gone up too. So we're working with less and really doing about the same amount, if not more, this year. So we've really gone into a lean operating mode, and we'll continue to work in that mode until we have a little bit more breathing room. Let's see. Yep, our biggest challenge right now is finding an affordable auditor. So if you know anyone who knows financial representatives or professionals that would be willing to help us out, please reach out. We're really trying to find something that's more affordable, much less than $10,000. And like I said, we're going for the auditor's review rather than a full review. Let's see. Fundraising has hit a standstill, and we're assuming that there are a few factors with that. These are all assumptions that the nature of Ron's resignation and his personal relationship with prior donors may have made an impact when he left. The economic downturn has significantly cut into profits for other businesses. So in household spending. So on a company and individual level, the people who generally donate are being hit. The new website has some slow speed. So we're assuming that that's playing into how much people are interacting with the org there. Hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll be transitioning over to the new server. And that should alleviate some of the speed issues there. And then we just have some inconsistent and sporadic communications across all of our different comm channels. So if we can just get a little bit more consistent there, I think that we would do a little bit better. It's all about algorithms there. And when you're inconsistent, it's not going to prioritize you. We do have some larger donations or pledges to donate. Jen mentioned Vital Options, that there was a contract that we sent them. They still haven't responded to our outreaches there just regarding that pledge. They had pledged some Memorial Day percentage sales and a few other sales there. So not sure what's going on there, but hopefully they come through with that. GTI gave us some first day profits. I think that actually a couple of those have come through, so they're continuing to do some of those moving forward, I believe. Green Alpaca Cones, that should be coming up here soon. We'll see maybe some revenue from that later on in the year. I don't think that it's gone into production yet, but Jen has finalized some of the, or not finalized, approved some of the final prints and packaging there. So we're really excited to see that come out. We do have elevated stash trays still on hand, so hopefully we can do something with those to where it's impactful, and then we can use them to our advantage. We do have a roll-a-thon coming up soon. It was postponed until later this year, but I think they made us about 12 or 1300 last year. Maybe it was 1500, but we're estimating about the same amount this year. And then, so one of the things I did, my employer actually matches donations. So I donated $500 and they're going to match up to 500. So that's another thing we really want to start getting out there is encouraging individuals to reach out to their employer to see if they will do matching. And if they do, hopefully they'll donate so we can get that match. So a lot of good movement there. We still need to really just hammer down and lock some of these things down, and we need a lot more, honestly. And these are all like one-off type of things. It would be really great to have some recurring income at a professional level. We do have recurring income right now, but it's really on an individual level, like $10 here, $15 there. So it'd be nice to have a commitment from a larger company. That is pretty much all we have on a fundraising front. We do have 8, those individual members. We do have 8 recurring donors. I'll just mention their names because we really do appreciate them helping us. Adam Gronwell, Lou Haberman, Andrew Braun, James Chapman, Eric D. I don't have his last name, Liam Jackson, Andrew Angleton, and Melissa too. So thank each one of these individuals for helping us. And then we also have Victor, who is helping or has helped in the past for some of these fundraising efforts. I'm sure that he will have his hand in that moving forward. But that is all that we have on the fundraising report. Does anybody have any input they would like to add in right here before we move to our business for the board? All good? All right. So we've got some old business to move into. We'll just cover this at a high level since we've already touched on it. We are going to be moving our registration for Pennsylvania to Arizona. We have not done that yet, but this is something we're wanting to do. Fundraising needs to be the next push. We just kind of went over that. So finances and taxes, we'd already talked about that. Still looking for new board members. And so if you know anyone that is interested in joining, feel free to give us their resume and their information, and we would love to have them on here and see if they would be a good fit. We covered alcohol policy. We covered new board member agreements, conflict of interest policy, bylaw changes, and then proposed board meetings. We did not come to an agreement on the board meetings, but for the proposed for the remainder of this year, I think we're good on the 2024 board schedule, but we'll go over those again just to confirm them. And then I'll be submitting the articles of amendment to the state of Pennsylvania with the changes from all of our previous board meetings. All right, let's jump into new business. New business. Nelson Sanchez submitted his resignation to the board via email on Wednesday, September 6th, stating my other work and life commitments are increasingly demanding of my attention. I feel it's best for me to make room for someone else with the time and energy to devote to the job. We do thank Nelson for his time that he served on the BVN board of directors, but our bylaws require us to have 3 members, which is why we are fast tracking Victor on. I would like to introduce Victor and give him a moment to tell a little bit about himself. Before I do that, Victor joined us a few months ago on staff and was helping out. He was doing contract work for a couple of months that has come to an end, and now he did such great work. We really would love to have him join our board. I will turn it over to Victor, let him introduce himself. Hey, you're on mute, or I can't hear you.
And either.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Victor Bohm. I've been working with BVN for a few months now. I've known about the organization for about 3 years. I have a master's degree in nonprofit management from Columbia, and I am an Air Force veteran. I worked for 7 years at Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, 4 years as an associate director of major gifts, and 3 years as senior director of communications. So I have an extensive knowledge and experience in the VSO community. Plus, BVN's mission is near and dear to my heart, and I think the organization is truly making an impact in the lives of veterans who really need it. I'm excited to join the team and continue being part of the organization. And I look forward to the future and seeing where we get to the rest of this year and next year.
Thank you, Victor. Thanks. So Victor will be coming on with an approval vote to assume the rest of Nelson's term, which ends 12/31/2025. That's when all of our terms are currently set to end. So I will make a motion for a vote, and I vote yes.
I vote yes.
All right. So Victor is in. Victor, you will have a 90-day probationary period where you have no voting for 90 days. And after that, you will be a fully fledged board member. So welcome on. We will move over to fundraising. I know we have talked about this like 4 times, but it honestly is our primary focus right now. When we really start surveying the landscape of other orgs in our field, I mean, they're killing it. I mean, vets had like $5 million in 2022 and 2021 and $4 million in 2022. They're spending like over $200,000 on one of their galas, which is more than our whole revenue in the most that we've ever made. So it's really something that we want to push. We want to really start. The reason we're pushing for some of these like auditors review and stuff like that is because we really need to qualify for some of these grants. That's some of the best ways to get access to cash. So that's really our primary focus. Another focus we haven't asked for you, Lynn. I think we sent you an email asking if you can provide a medical review of our 3 programs and outline how the benefits provide veterans, BVN veteran, or how it is needed for BVN veterans, the benefits.
I apologize. I just delivered my daughter to college a couple weeks ago, and that ate my life until I did it. Oh my God.
No worries. No worries.
Awful. I mean, exciting, but awful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'll send you another email with details on this just as to get it to the top of your inbox. But yeah, it's really something. I think this is something that Melissa may be able to talk to some of the requirements here and what we're actually needing. So I'll let her jump in and kind of give a little brief description.
Sure. So, Lynn, what happened was during the last meeting with the grant writer, Todd, and I'm happy to connect you to via email if you need more detail from him. But what he was explaining is that in order to apply for some grants to just directly fund our individual programs to sort of sidestep, that cannabis stigma with some of the grant that will just automatically disqualify us. He suggested applying for grants just to support specific programs such as the community, mental wellness, and movement. And he suggested us having a review from a medical professional explaining these yoga classes, these meditation classes, this community is beneficial to the veteran community for these reasons, almost like a peer review of a research paper kind of thing. I'm sure that you're maybe more familiar with what we're asking for, but also if you like, I'm happy to connect you and Todd via email so he can specifically explain what he's asking for. But it's essentially just you saying from your professional point of view, these resources in this program are beneficial from my medical perspective for these reasons.
I think it would be really helpful to meet with him because I can speak to why, in general, movement like this is helpful, and it's been linked to elevations in mood, decrease in anxiety, and things like that. But I would imagine there's something a little more specific, and I am not versed in the grant field.
Yeah, we can link y'all up so he can give you the correct verbiage to use. I know
Good.
that's important to say things the way that they want to hear it. So yeah, we can
That's
absolutely link
right.
y'all up.
So,
Cool. I'll get up with Melissa and we'll do an introduction there. So thank you for being willing to do that. Cool. Well, we will jump back into here. We're almost done. If anyone has any additional guidance, suggestion, or resources related to fundraising, please speak up, send an email, reach out, so we can really kind of get ahead and breathe a little bit easier and focus on helping veterans. Lynn, this is kind of me and you now, and really Victor. We had like a tentative schedule for the rest of the year. Are we good with these other board meetings? I think it's October 8th, so it would be next month. And then the following, and that's still a Sunday. It's the second Sunday of every month, which is kind of what we were doing. And then we would have one a couple of months after that. It would be December 10th.
that's my birthday. I would rather not do
December
it.
10th?
Yeah.
Okay. We could push it to the 3rd or the 17th.
It might be easier the 3rd just for people, because as it gets closer to the holidays.
Yep. Does that work for you, Victor?
I agree.
First week in.
The thing is, on October 8th, I have a wedding to go to that I can't miss, with a relationship that I have.
Yeah.
So I can make all the other meetings.
Okay.
It's December.
December?
You're speaking of December, correct?
No, October 8th.
Oh, where did I get December from?
Well,
Oh,
we
I
were
am-
just
I'll be in
talking-
Mexico on
on December 3rd, you'll be in Mexico?
No,
October 8th.
Oh, you will? Okay, so do y'all want to push next month? We can either push it back to the 15th or we can go to November.
I
either
think
The
the
15th.
I think the 15th is better because pushing it to November, early in November, we have Veterans Day, right? On the 11th.
Actually, I'm going to be out of town. When do I leave? Where's my phone? Let me see. Yep.
Jen,
I'm
Jen,
gone.
you said you're going to be in Mexico on October 8th.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going for the wedding.
What part?
Cancun.
I'll be in Puerto Vallarta.
Oh, nice. So the other
opposite
side.
sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
What about October 1st? That is
Oh,
kind of like
Oh,
3
yeah.
weeks from
That works for
work?
me. Yes. For me, it does.
now. Jen?
good.
Okay. Lynn?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll make it October 1st. So October 1st and December the 3rd. And are we good with the rest of the 2024 tentative? I'm not sure if y'all looked at them, but it is the second Sunday of every other month.
I'm good with 2024 so far.
I have no idea about 2024, but yeah.
Well, you can give us a tentative thumbs up, and if
Okay. Sounds good.
something we need to move something, we'll talk about it before the next meeting. Cool. All right. Well, I think that is all that I have. Pretty good. 35 minutes. Does anyone else have anything that you want to mention, comment on, touch on? Good.
I did one recertification for someone this month, but I haven't had any other people.
Okay.
I certainly could be helping in uh, Illinois, California, and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think we have you. So we have a process where we run through, and there's certain people that, we kind of spread them out where no one's being pushed too hard. So I think you may have months where we have more and months where we have less. So,
I just have done one, and
Yeah.
it was the same guy I did previously, so it's only
Oh,
been
really?
one person.
We will make sure that we have you in that process.
And some of the people that there's been communication about never turned into a referral.
Okay. I'll reach out and chat with Mike about that, just to make sure that they were handled. Right. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Let's see, let me change this. The next board meeting is 10 October 3rd, 2023.
October 3rd or 1st?
Sorry. Let me pull. I was looking at September, October 1st. You're right. All right. And so what I'm going to do is, because this is recorded, I'm going to send the recordings as quickly as I get it done, so everyone has access to the recording. And then, because it's been difficult for me to actually go through all the minutes and have it done a week before the next one. So I'll have the minutes done before our next meeting, and I'll let you know when I send that agenda out. Other than that, I think we're good to go. I will make a motion to adjourn. And Lynn, if you will give me a second, if you're good.
I'll second it.
All right, we are good to go. Meeting is adjourned. Thank everyone for your time. We will see you on the 1st of October. Really excited to have you on board, Victor. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.